Stop scrolling. This very second. Heaven has orchestrated this moment with precision beyond your comprehension. You didn't randomly find these words, they found you. Through the endless stream of content, through the chaos of your day, these words have been searching for your exact coordinates in time and space. Do you feel that shift in the atmosphere? That subtle stirring in your spirit isn't coincidence. It is recognition. Your soul knows when eternity breaks through into your temporal reality. This message carries an urgency that transcends human timelines, because what I am about to reveal has been hidden in my heart since before the foundation of the world, waiting for this exact moment of divine unveiling. Listen carefully, for if you leave now, you will miss the answer to the question that has been tormenting you in the depths of night. The breakthrough you have been desperately seeking is woven into these final words. Don't let distractions steal what heaven has prepared specifically for you. I saw it all. Every moment you thought you were invisible, abandoned, forgotten, I was there. When you sat in your car last week, gripping the steering wheel because you couldn't face another day of pretending, I was in the passenger seat. When you stood in the shower letting the water mix with your tears, hoping the sound would mask your sobs, I caught every drop. At 3:47 a.m. when anxiety wrapped around your chest like iron bands, and you couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't pray, I was breathing for you. You have perfected the art of the public smile, haven't you? That mask you wear has become so heavy, yet you keep lifting it each morning. Behind closed doors, when the performance ends and you collapse under the weight of your hidden battles, I see the real you, the you that is terrified of being truly seen, because you believe if people knew the depth of your struggle, they would confirm what you already fear, that you are too broken, too far gone, too stained for redemption. But here is what you must understand. I don't just see your pain, I see your guilt. The shame that clings to you like a second skin, whispering lies about your worth. You have been carrying verdicts that were never mine to give. You have been pronouncing yourself guilty in a courtroom where I have already declared you innocent. Remember that mistake that plays on repeat in your mind, the one that makes you wince every time it surfaces. I was there too, not as a judge collecting evidence, but as a savior already planning your redemption. You were guilty, I will not lie to you about that. Your sin was real, your failures genuine, your brokenness complete. But child, that is exactly why I came. On a rough wooden cross stained with blood and echoing with the mockery of those who couldn't comprehend love this fierce, I took your place. Every charge against you, every accusation, every guilty verdict, I absorbed them all. Your sin didn't just get overlooked or excused. It got transferred completely, permanently. I became sin itself so that you could become something you could never achieve on your own righteous. Can you grasp the magnitude of this exchange? You brought me your guilt, and I gave you my innocence. You handed me your shame, and I clothed you in my righteousness. Not because you earned it through late night prayers or perfect church attendance or generous giving. You could never earn what I freely gave. This is justification, not a legal loophole, but a love so radical it rewrites your entire identity. The tears you have cried, thinking they were signs of weakness, they were actually the breaking of chains. Every prayer you thought bounced off the ceiling, I caught them before they were fully formed on your lips. You wondered if anyone noticed your silent battles, your invisible wounds, your midnight wrestlings with despair. Not only did I notice, I entered into them with you. I saw you choose kindness when bitterness would have been easier. I watched you extend grace when revenge whispered sweet promises. I observed your faith flickering like a candle in a hurricane, yet never fully extinguishing. You call these small victories, but I call them magnificent. You see failure, but I see a warrior who refuses to surrender. Do you understand what happens when God looks at you now? He doesn't see your past plastered across your forehead. He doesn't count your failures or rehearse your regrets. When the Father looks at you, he sees me, my righteousness draped over you like a royal robe, my perfection credited to your account, my victory becoming your testimony. You are not who your mistakes say you are. You are not defined by your darkest moment or your deepest shame. You are justified, declared innocent in heaven's courtroom by the judge who paid your penalty himself. This isn't mere religious rhetoric or feel-good theology. This is your reality, more real than the chair you are sitting in, more permanent than the mountains. But beloved, here is where everything shifts. This justification isn't a license to remain where you are. It is an invitation to become who you truly are. The chains are broken, but will you walk out of the prison? The door is open, but will you step through it? The verdict is innocent, but will you stop living like a condemned criminal? I am calling you higher, not to strive harder or perform better, but to rest deeper in what is already accomplished. Every morning when shame tries to rehearse yesterday's failures, remind it that I have already written a different story. When guilt attempts to prosecute you for past sins, present it with my blood as evidence of your acquittal. This is your moment of decision, not to earn what is freely given, but to receive what is already yours. Will you let my sacrifice mean more than your shame? Will you allow my declaration to speak louder than your self-condemnation? Will you trust that my "it is finished" actually means your guilt is finished too? The religious performances can end now. The exhausting attempts to balance the scales can cease. You don't have to earn my love, you couldn't if you tried. You simply need to receive it, to let it wash over you like a cleansing flood, to allow it to redefine every aspect of your identity. Starting today, walk differently, not in arrogance, but in assurance, not in pride, but in peace. You are justified. Let that truth sink deeper than your deepest wound. Let it rise higher than your highest failure. Let it speak louder than every accusing voice. When the enemy whispers, "Remember what you did," you respond, "Remember what he did." When shame suggests you are disqualified, you declare, "I am justified." When guilt tries to chain you to yesterday, you proclaim, "I am free today and forever." This isn't positive thinking or self-help psychology. This is the blood-bought reality of your new identity. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not condemned. You are seen, known, loved, and justified. The judge has become your justifier. The prosecutor has become your advocate. The one who had every right to condemn you chose to die for you instead. Now watch me work. Watch as I take your story of shame and transform it into a testimony of grace. Watch as I use your scars to heal others. Watch as your greatest failures become the platform for my greatest glory. Your latter will be greater than your former because I specialize in resurrection. I excel at bringing beauty from ashes. I delight in proving that my grace is sufficient for even the deepest stains. The silence that once suffocated you will be filled with songs of freedom. The tears that once signified despair will water seeds of hope. The prayers you thought went unanswered were actually being woven into a tapestry of redemption too beautiful for you to perceive in the darkness. Heaven is moving on your behalf. Angels are being dispatched with answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. Doors are opening that no human hand can shut. Chains are breaking that no human strength could sever. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your testimony. Walk in this truth. You are justified by grace through faith. Not by works, so no one can boast. Not by performance, so no one can pretend. Simply by believing that when I said it is finished, I meant it. Your debt is paid. Your sin is covered. Your future is secure. Your identity is settled. Now rise up, beloved. Rise up and walk in the freedom I purchased. Rise up and live in the righteousness I provided. Rise up and declare to every accusing voice, I am justified by His grace. I am covered by His blood. I am not who I was. I am who He says I am. The world is waiting for you to walk in this freedom because your liberation becomes their invitation. Your testimony becomes their hope. Your justified life becomes their evidence that grace is real, forgiveness is possible, and redemption is available. This is my promise, signed in blood, sealed by resurrection, delivered by the Spirit. You are mine. You are loved. You are justified forever and always. Now live like you believe it, because heaven certainly does.